Hello Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. This week Aquarius is your current and future archetypal energies. So we're going to look into that. Sorry if I do still have my orthodontic appliance and it's bothering me a little bit on the one side today. So anyways, we're going to look into, like I said, your archetypal energies. In the current, once we pull that out, I'm going to use oracle cards. We're going to find out what have you been working on, what have you been healing, and what is starting to blossom for you. And then in the future, for your future archetypal energy, we're going to look into what you will finish working on in the future, like what will be coming into completion for you, what will be healed, what will like finally, all that pain, all that suffering, all that confusion, whatever it was in some part of your life, what will be healed. And then what will be ready for you to harvest. So that's what we're going to look at. There is an extended at the end of this reading. The link is at the top of the description. Should you be chosen... Oh my gosh, I'm really having difficulty talking. I do not have any trouble at all today. And it's reminded me of your reading last week with a little fairy dude with the throat chakra. Man, what's going on? But what I want to do, before I actually start the reading, I want to pull out, these are really cute and inspiring. I'm going to do a What's Your Power card for you. So I'm going to be, probably in the new year, I'm going to start a second channel. And it's a channel that will never be monetized. And it's just for kids. And it's going to be kids and youth. So I want to pull you guys one of these cards. These are one of the decks that are helping inspire this. So if you're really interested in it, they're really beautiful. I don't know why adults can't use them. I totally use them. They're so great. So I'm going to pull out a card for you of what your power is before we get started. From the Love Powered Co. The Littles. I am affirmations for kids. They're so cute. But they're hard to shuffle. Definitely need to be adult supervision. What do we have here? Patience is my power. I am patient. I am calm. I am forgiving. I take a deep breath and trust that everything will always work out. I am patient. Now, there's a little question here. Can you remember a time when you were patient? How did it feel? There you go. There's your card. Isn't it cute? They're really cute. So I gave you that. I shared you that. So now let's get into the adult stuff. The nitty gritty. Oh, and I'm using a different archetypal deck. I can shuffle that thing. I don't know if it's just me, but these decks sometimes are so hard to shuffle. I'm using this deck. I don't know what it's called. You guys have probably seen it around a lot. I had a lot of trouble tracking it down here where I am. And I finally got one. So, oh, your current. Interesting. All right, here. Oh, sorry. I know too. You can see the table. I'm trying to be organized because you guys can see what I'm doing now. Can you see? I'm going to pull out. Wow, look at that split for you guys. That's a whole lot of love. A whole lot of love. Interesting energies here. So yeah, going into my energy oracle deck, I'm going to add a card to each of your current archetypal energies, current and future. Oh, look at you. What are you up to? This is really interesting. I'm going to get right into it before pulling any more cards. Okay, so the current archetypal energy that is representing you right now, we have Advocate. Light attribute of this is inspires you to put compassion into action. I love that. I really love that energy. That's really, but look at this. You're creating a little shitstorm. You're like creating a little shitstorm. I really feel like you're really being Aquarian. This feels like really humanitarian energy and kind of pushing boundaries. It feels like a little bit like pushing some boundaries. The energy that you're in, but boy, like this is coming from a really deep place within you, but there is a potential for I don't know, conflict is the right word, but definitely people not seeing things the way that you do. But what you're seeing and what you're bringing forward is really coming from your heart space. And being an advocate inspires you to put compassion into action. That is taking action towards others in a very positive way. The advocate, right? That's the person that's cheering on others or lifting up others or helping others through. You know, maybe people don't see a group of people that you see in a certain way, or maybe, you know, people don't like the ideas that you have towards certain groups of people. Wow, and look at the bottom of these. This is really interesting. So the two bottom, you have teacher, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom, and you have community. Doesn't it like really feels like that, what you're in right now? Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. These go so well together, these two decks. So for your future, you have trickster. The light attribute is transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. And then you have strategy with, oh wow. I love it. I really love it. It kind of feels like you have some ideas. You want to inspire people by being compassionate. That's what you want to do here. You want to inspire through compassion. And for whatever reason, this is a storm warning. This is shaking things up for other people. But it's shaking it up in a good way, because when this card comes through, all of these pillars are falling from the storm, but some remain. And the ones that remain are the really solid ones. So, the energy that you're in right now, what you're doing, how you're feeling, it is going to remove pillars that shouldn't be in there in your life. You just don't fall in alignment with them, and that's okay. Those pillars are on their path. They're going to go down the waves and find their own place, right? But the pillars that do remain standing are the ones that are in alignment with what it is that you want to do, what you want to express, how you want to inspire, the compassion that you want to bring forward in life for others, for the community. And really interesting, I think too, to have like the teacher and community in this combination is kind of cool. You may even be a teacher. You may even maybe you do some sort of charity work or volunteer work in your community, and you want things to be done, or you see things can be done differently. You're inspired by things. You may get like downloads. You may be in a period of sort of getting downloads, like inspiration. Just all of a sudden an idea comes to you, or you see something in a different way that people have not seen it before. And you're like, oh, this. But again, there is a little bit of a shakeup in this energy, which is why I like what you do over here. It's like you adjust. You adjust, and you adjust in a really good way. Because you are transcending convention, right? And I feel that by being the advocate with a storm warning. Like people are like, oh, wait a second. Where's this going, Aquarius? Where's this going? You know, don't change things too dramatically here. That's not, we don't feel comfortable with that. Right? The stuffiness and the predictable behavior. So you're developing a strategy. So I feel like in some ways, you are like really in your humanitarian Aquarian energy right now, because it's almost like these other pillars that have fallen, there's a part of you that's saying, hey, you know, what we're creating over here would be so great for your pillars to add to that, for your pillars to come along for that ride. I want to say that you're strategizing to have success. But you're also strategizing in a way, I feel like, to just open light and happiness. It just really feels like that. I'm not going to talk about the shadow attributes. And because I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. I don't know. I haven't really... Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I think if I feel it during one of the readings this week, then I'll talk about it, but I'm not feeling it, so I'm not going to go on that. How much is the table? I'm going to push these up now. So I'm pushing them up. Because what I'm going to pull out now is Wild Unknown Animal. Oh, look at that. Wow, look at that split. The Emperor and the Three of Pentacles. Like, that's kind of this energy. The community to me is like the Three of Pentacles. It definitely is. It's working with others, developing ideas, inspiring. It's totally the advocate energy. And though, but showing up like a leader, showing up like someone who wants to, I want to say a true emperor, really. I talk about, or I have talked about in the past, the false emperors. Those that lead through self-fulfillment, for self-fulfillment, strictly for. You know what, there's self-fulfillment. Even in what you're doing, there's some sort of self-fulfillment here, or you wouldn't do it. You really wouldn't do it. It makes you, I want to say it kind of, it produces a glow in you. It brings you happiness. Whatever you're advocating for, perhaps it's something in your past, maybe a long time ago, or either for you or someone you were close to. Just feeling like you want to make the change. You want to be the change. You want to live the change. So wow, talk about just busting out of the gates, Aquarius. What have you been working on? Look at you. You've been working on the Six of Wands. You've been working on success. You've been healing your inner child. It's really bright in here this morning. So sorry, it's not. You've been healing your inner child. And what is starting to blossom? Wow, the Son of Swords. Wow, almost like ready to strike. You know what you want to do. You're going for it. You're going to do it. You know what you want to do. You're going for it. You're going to do it. That's what's starting to blossom here. What will you find? What will you finish working on? Wow, it's the Empress in your future energy. So like, to me, the Empress energy is even better than the Emperor. Because the Empress not only has control over his or her environment or situation, but it is a type of control that does actually come from the light attributes that are spoken of in here. That's like really, that's on your way to Empress energy. This is a really cool reading, guys. This is a really cool reading. So the Empress, the Emperor almost controls what already exists. But a true emperor will even do that in some ways with, there be an aspect of self-sacrifice in that, right? Like, to truly be on top of the throne does not come, and to do it in a right way, a righteous way, a moral obligation to others, is to perform that task knowing that, yes, you do have more power, probably more wealth, more abundance, but there is a self-sacrifice that needs to come with that. Otherwise, you then see yourself above everyone that you were actually meant to serve, right? And you're not really supposed to see yourself above those that you're meant to serve. What will be healed? Ooh, your Four of Swords. This is the healing card. This is taking the time to rest and heal. So what will be ready to harvest? The Ace of Swords. Isn't that interesting? This is a new truth for you, a brand new truth, clarity, a vision. I'm getting a vision for you. Your vision. And right? Like, what is starting to blossom is the Son of Swords, like the Knight of Swords. And then what actually is harvested in the future is the Ace of Swords. So you're going after your truth. You've been working on success here. That's what you've been working on. You've been healing your inner child. So looking at past wounds, even looking in places that are uncomfortable to look, maybe old scars, looking at those old scars takes you back to memories that you didn't want to look at. But then this is giving you movement. This is giving you the ability to move forward. So too, with this archetypal energy that you have, to be the advocate is to recognize your own pain and suffering in the past, to move past it and beyond it, to exercise really strong forgiveness of yourself and others, to not just see situations as good or bad, but to claim the energy that you want. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to show up as? And what do you want to do with it? Jeez. No, sometimes I feel bad because your readings are so short compared to some of the other signs that I do. But you know what? You guys are just opening out. It's like, here it is, honey. This is what we're doing. Right? Like, when are we getting into this age of Aquarius? When is everybody coming into this? Because if there was a lot more people in this kind of energy, wow, what a world it could be. I need a drink. It's just water. I'm going to pull clarifiers, but I mean, it's my plan to pull clarifiers, but part of me is just thinking, oh, it's so clear already. What we finish working on is the Empress. So not only will you be the Queen of Swords, but the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. You will have that all. You will finish working on this inner child work. I feel like is what is partly bringing you success and enabling you to move forward with vision. Move forward with vision. And so you kind of blossom into the Empress. I mean, it's not the card that's showing up as blossoming, but to me, it's part of the new truth. It's part of your new truth, your new life. Can you have a better card for what will be healed? Is the Four of Swords. Your vision too. You see the little lamb? The third eye is wide open and it's the sun. It's the sun. Whatever wounds, it's really cool because both of these cards for what is being healed and what is healed are like the little babies, animals in these decks. Like the baby, the Daughter of Cups, and then it's like a little baby lamb. And the baby lamb is kind of like the Emperor, right? Like a little baby ram. Because the Emperor's, the Aries card is the ram. And that was on your split. So healing the inner child, seeing the vision of an inner child, seeing clearly like a child. That is really the purest way to see anything. I always think about, people that are very, very, very young and people that are very, very old. To me, I've always felt that they're the closest to the divine, to the closest to source. Because on one end, they're very soon going back, and on the other end, they've just arrived. So it makes sense. And all of us sort of in the middle here are the furthest points from that. So this is where really the struggle comes in. And I often think if the very elderly, if there was a way to give them a little boost of energy to kind of somehow, if we could take all of that and how all of the lessons and experiences that they've taken in this lifetime, and to have all of that and be as close to divine as a young child, that's like, I'm just getting the word sage. That's like sage energy, right? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna like clarify. I don't know. Oh yeah, and I didn't mention it. The extended, I look at the in-between. What's just between where you are now and your future. Because there's always an in-between period. So I look at that and extended. I forgot to mention that. I'm going to look at what you've been healing because it feels like inner child work. But I think you're okay with it. I was about to say maybe it'll make you feel uncomfortable. Because that can when we touch on those spots. There were some really big ones that came through in the extendeds last week. For the inner child work, because it's the inner child that specifically speaks to you in those ones that I did last week at the Faery. But I feel like you're fine with whatever. So, Daughter of Cups. Wow. Look at that. So what have you been healing? The Seven of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. You, like things in the past that you had to not look at, that you couldn't look at, that you needed to walk away from. Finding the balance in life and the strength, like turning it into the King of Swords. There's your energy. It's really empowering. It truly is. There is no bigger, there was no bigger obstacle in life than ourselves. And there was no greater pain in life than what we force ourselves to stay in, too. There's no greater pain in life than what we force. So to look at all of this inner child and come out as a King of Swords is quite empowering. So how are you finished working on the Empress? Like, how are you going to finish that? You're working on this. What are you doing? The Empress. Oh gosh, I just made a mess. That did not. Those fell out on their own. The Three of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Six of Cups. So what will you finish working on? You will finish working on the slow expectation into the unknown. Again, you will finish working on the slow expectation into the unknown and finding your inner child. This is really like finding your inner child here. Living through your own inner child. It's like a rebirth, and I can see how this becomes the Empress. It's almost like birthing yourself. Birthing yourself into a whole new energy, a whole new cycle. Okay, I want to pull a card on the Trickster. The Trickster? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, look at you. Bam! Oh, that was here. The Queen of Swords, the Five of Cups, and Victory. You're just cutting out disappointment. You are cutting out disappointment. You're cutting out disappointment and it's taking you to success. Damn. I love that about air signs. You can just wield that sword, baby. Well, most. Gemini and Aquarius. Sometimes Libra gets a little bit caught up on... I say caught up on balance. It's really important. But, you know, keep it at... This is really... You by empowering yourself here, by doing it in a very authentic and real way, you will empower others. I mean, there's no way around that. And that, in a sense, could even be like a little lesson for sometimes our Libra friends, where they're always looking for ways to keep relationships in balance, but they often sacrifice so much of themselves in that. This is just like taking your power, and like I almost want to say, if things did not come out the way you hoped they would in the past, you're done with it. Like you've energetically cut it out of your life, and you move forward almost with a mindset of there's no point in being sad or disappointed over this because it didn't work out, but I'm not there anymore. I'm over here. So it's really brilliant energy, Aquarius. Wow. That's it. What was at the bottom here? Oh, I like it. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups. So that is like coming into, you're the only person responsible for your happiness. Nothing can break this down for you. Not to say that there aren't going to be, you know, days where something is disappointing or, yeah, like, but that's just, but then when that happens, it's almost as if you kind of look at it more on an energetic guider, like, okay, that didn't, oh, that's all right. That's just telling me that this is where I'm going to go. This is where I'm going to direct my energy. Because I'm good with me. I'm good with me. And look at the Knight of Swords is at the bottom. You're really charging forward with this. Woo, there you go, Aquarius. Bing, bang, boom. Okay, so that's it. That's awesome. I'm going to go do your extended. If I see you, they're great. If not, I do hope to see you here next week to read your energy. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.